Good evening to all of you, and first of all, heartiest congratulations to all those students who received their graduation certificates yesterday. This indeed is a momentous occasion, and I can truly understand the thrill that's going into all of you for having successfully completed your degrees. Extending the congratulations, I think congratulations to the Academy for completing over 10 years. Congratulations to all the faculty who've been associated with this very important academy and the PhD program, which is very unique. At this point of time, I would like to congratulate all the sponsors, not just in the awards here, but those who've been associated with bringing the academy to where it stands today. Whether it's the government bodies, whether it's the industry, and more importantly, the Indo-Australian collaboration that has given this very unique model. Starting something very unique and novel really requires a lot of risk-taking. And for those of you who've been associated with the Department of Biotechnology, I think the Department of Biotechnology is a government ministry which is known to take risks and look at innovative governance models, not only of funding, but of institutional arrangements. And that sort of, we have it as a legacy that we had starting from our first secretary, Dr. Ramachandran, and then going through with our secretaries, Dr. Bhatia, Dr. Manju Sharma, Dr. Bhan, Dr. Vijay Raghavan, trying to see that I take that legacy forward. Because there is a lot of merit in this innovative thinking. And probably that's the reason why the DBT support to the Academy has taken off well, because we've always enjoyed investing in something that's innovative, that involves a newer model. There is a risk involved, but we are confident that there would be a success at the end of it. This partnership and this collaboration that we've done with the Academy stands on two strong pillars, and one is DBT's excellent Indo-Australia bilateral cooperation, which runs into many, many years. So when Dr. Murli Shastri approached us for looking at providing support to this, one pillar was already taken care of, and that was the Indo-Australia collaboration. The second strong foundational pillar was the innovative model of PhD funding that was being looked at, and also the way this whole program was structured, which Dr. Shastri mentioned in his opening remarks, which is more industry-oriented, where you're looking at giving the students an opportunity not just to engage through these programs with the Indian and the Monash University, but with the industry. So I think those were two very strong pillars in which DBT has always had programs in which we would like to invest and take them forward. The uniqueness of this program is also that it's hosted at IIT. IIT itself brings in a lot of interdisciplinary integrated science research, which so closely aligns with biotechnology. Because biotechnology, again, is not just one field or one area that you talk about. It's an integration of science, it's an integration of areas. And today, as we move, looking at newer areas that we are talking about, the emerging technologies and areas, many a times the biology part is just one small component of it. It's all an integration with physics and chemistry, whether it's the nanosciences or it's the data sciences, or you put in all of them. I think that's really where we are, and probably our programs with the IITs bring in a lot of strength in that. I'm sure the students who are passing out today, and the over 100 students who have already passed out, have brought in a lot of value to this newer areas of science which have been brought in, including the biotechnology component, which in the last couple of years DBT has been associated with. This whole initiative of bringing in innovative research, trying to build an innovation ecosystem, partnership with the industry. In fact, the DBT's journey into it began more or less at the time when your academy started working onto it. So it's been over the last 10 years or so that DBT put a major focus on taking its own journey from just being able to support discovery and application science to bringing in a very high level of innovation and then making it a point to see that we engage with the entire stakeholder ecosystem so that we cover the entire enterprise. Because we were very clear about this, that if you have to build a strong biotechnology presence, not only within the country, but for India to be positioned globally, we have to look at the whole enterprise. And for that, the industry and the startup ecosystem, which is growing, is such an important component that DBT cannot just focus only on academic research. We have to look at engaging with partners. We kept asking our academic scientists, our public research institute scientists, that if you have to get into translational science, if you have to look at product development, if you have to look at taking your leads out of your laboratory, whether it's through patents and commercialization of patents, you have to interact with the industry. It was one point just preaching to them and saying you have to interact with the industry, but then we did realize that we'd not given them a platform to do so. How do you expect academic researchers to go and interact with industry if you don't give them a platform to do that? And that's when we took that decision in 2007, when in our strategy we announced that we will have a separate organization which connects this and becomes a connecting bridge. And that's how in 2012 BIRAC got set up. But with the setting up of BIRAC, it was also bringing in a lot of the key components of that ecosystem. Whether it's the funding which is required, which is crucial, I mean that's obviously the basis of it with which we go, or it's our focus on being able to support the human resource, building human resource, looking at newer models of creating this whole human resource capacity, looking at the capacity for the infrastructure, the state-of-art infrastructure which would allow this. And of course, the most important aspect of it, and that's the whole area of mentorship, creating those mentor networks. And I think what the Academy has been able to achieve today is, while we give full credit to the students who are passing out and who have done so brilliantly well in it, but I think a lot of the credit goes to the faculty and to the mentors who've been associated with it, both here and in the Australian side. And that's really how DBT has been looking at all its programs. And since this is already a part of our innovation ecosystem chain, I think very naturally the support for this program came forward. And we are glad that it's doing well. I'm pleased to hear that the review went off well. I'm sure there would be newer opportunities that you can take on. While Dr. Murli was talking about his crystal gazing, I think there is a few points which I think I could add to this from the way I look at this academy. I think there is a lot of potential that exists in this. As I said, first of all, this is a unique model. We do not have many such models within the country. And to share with you, when we talk about different bilateral cooperation arrangements, and we do have many of them within the country, the Government of India is a preferred partner for biotechnology collaboration with many countries. And in most of these bilateral cooperation programs, we do see now a growing interest in connecting the startup and innovation ecosystem, because that's what globally all of us are looking at. So we do mention this particular model to many of them now. We hope that this model can be emulated and replicated by others, and I'm sure the Academy would be very pleased if we do have these models taken up by others. But I am also aware and conscious of the fact that it's not just emulating a model by picking up what the structure looks like. It's the effort that goes behind implementing it is what is important. So it's not just, as the young students have in their computer language, a cut and paste model that you can pick up from one and put into the other, but it's a lot of hard work that goes into it. But I hope that we could take this across, because we do need many more. For a country as vast as India, 100 over a period of few years is probably, as you rightly said, they are probably your champions and your ambassadors. But we would love to see a multiplier effect to this. And one thing I'm sure, that wherever good things happen, there are ways in which this can get multiplied. There would be many other takers would come forward, and we hope we can work with you to see how this could have a multiplier effect. There are ways in which we can do it. I know your students are now connected very well with the industry. For the biotech sector, at least from my point of view, I can bring this forward, that we have a very sound industry connect ecosystem that exists today, and a very sound startup ecosystem which we've supported, with more than 1,000 startups, with more than nearly 50 incubators, with more than 500 companies who are associated in our network. There could be points of connect with your academy, and we'll be very happy to discuss with you if there could be newer arrangements that we could take out for that. More than happy to see how we can take that forward. I also feel that these 100 PhDs who have graduated out from the academy, who today you say are across the globe as ambassadors, it would be wonderful if you could also use them as your bridges to connect between, for those who are in the country in different institutes, or for those who moved out of the country to go to different institutes or countries, or in some cases, as you mentioned, have their own startups. They could then be the ambassadors not only for taking this program ahead, but you could look at a second phase in your academy, and that's how do you bring in collaborative research models. Because tapping their potential for collaborative research models would be a wonderful opportunity, mainly because we would love to see the industry more and more engaged for collaborative research with academic groups. And I think this could be a wonderful starting point. Wherever we are talking about newer areas, new technologies, disruptive technologies, we know that they are high risk. We know that it's important for us to look at ways in which we could fund it. But if the industry comes on board, and at that point we have these sort of collaborative research models, they would definitely give us a good opportunity to move ahead. So there could be ways in which you could think about it, we could work it out, but this could probably be one step that we can move moving ahead from this current PhD program that you're doing. I think with all this, the Academy is now already over 10 years, and you have excellent strengths, as I said, being within the IIT system. It would be really nice if we could now, and I'm sure you must have documented all their wonderful achievements, see how we can do it. Within DBT, we do have a lot of programs in which we do look at bringing some of our best scientists back to the country, whether it's through the Ramalinga Swami Fellowship. We are now starting a young, bright, young investigator fellowship. These are ways in which we can attract some of our good postdoc fellows or young scientists. I'm sure both Meenakshi and Suraksha will be able to share more details with you, which is available. It would be very nice to see how we can attract these young scientists who've graduated out from the Academy to some of these wonderful schemes which exist, so that we can make the best of their opportunity here. So at this point, I know you have a long evening ahead. I'm not going to take very long to say too many words here, but I would just like to close by congratulating once again each of you, and looking forward to where this Academy would like to take itself as you move ahead. And once again, heartiest congratulations to all the students, to their faculty, to their parents, to everyone who's been associated with their journey. And all that I would like to say to the students at the end is that you have chosen for yourself a very interesting path. The PhD program which is offered by the Academy is very unique. There is definitely an innovative risk-taking whole structure that has been created there. Once you've graduated from here, it's now your responsibility to see how you spread this message across to many others. And I'm sure you'll have a brilliant career ahead, do interesting work, and stay connected with this ecosystem, because you then become our, as rightly said by Dr. Shastri, our ambassadors and our champions to take this forward. So good luck once again. I wish you all the best in your career. Thank you.